we've created our referral goldmine list. We've chosen the frequency we're going to send cards. We've designed a card that is worthy of being on someone's fridge. You know how to write messages that hit all three of the R's that are needed to generate referrals, and we're doing it all using real handwriting in blue ink. But at this point, none of that matters yet because your client hasn't opened the envelope. So let's take a second and think about what actually happens when your card arrives in your client's mailbox. They open it up and they're not really even thinking or reading the cards at this point. They're going through, they got a flyer, a pamphlet, some other junk mail, a bill. And in those 2 seconds, what's on the outside of the envelope determines whether your card earns its way into their house or if it gets sorted in the recycling bin with the rest of the junk. And all the work you've put in doesn't even get a chance. The envelope is the last gate, and we can't treat it like an afterthought. And there are 3 specific details that determine which pile your envelope lands in. Get them right, you get a 99% open rate, something that email marketers would kill for. And if you get it wrong, you're paying for cards that nobody's going to read. When your client is at their mailbox, they're looking for just one thing. Is this from a person or from a company? And most of the time, they're making these decisions without even realizing they're making them, because it happens so fast and we've done it so many times. But if your mail looks like it's from a company, it's going to get treated like one. It's going to get treated like marketing, and it's going to end up in the toss pile rather than the keep. But mail that feels like it came from a real person gets treated completely differently. It almost demands to be opened. It comes with curiosity and obligation. And everything about your envelope is sending one of those 2 signals. Is this from a person or from a company? So let's dive in. Detail 1, the address needs to be handwritten in blue ink. The address on the outside is arguably more important than what's on the inside, because if the outside doesn't earn the open, the inside never gets a chance to work. So we need to make sure that we handwrite it and in blue ink. We covered previously why handwriting passes the brain's filter in a way that the handwritten fonts and printed labels never could. And all of that applies here, but maybe even more so because this is the first piece of handwriting that they'll actually see. And it's the first thing that makes them slow down and stop for a second and think, wait, someone actually wrote this. And that pause is the whole game, because the moment they pause, your card can survive the sort. And when it survives the sort, it gives everything else a chance to work. And people will open an envelope with a handwritten address, even if they suspect that it might be marketing. The curiosity is just too strong, and it almost feels rude not to open it. And that psychological pull is what drives us towards that 99% open rate. And it all starts with the address. Detail number 2, the return address. It needs to be there, but not branded. So your return address needs to be on the envelope for 2 reasons. First one is practical. If it can't be delivered, USPS needs to know where to return your card to. And that becomes invaluable because if someone moved without you knowing, if you got the address wrong, any of these things, it allows us to know if we need to take people off the list, get a new address for them, just something to keep your mailing list as clean and updated as possible. But the second piece is when someone is looking at that card, if they see there's no return address, it feels kind of suspicious. Like someone wants to be anonymous, and it just raises red flags. One thing we need to make sure that we avoid when we're writing the return address is don't brand it. Don't put your company name on it. Just put your first and last name. We want to keep this as personal as we possibly can. Just like everything else, we want to keep it simple. Ideally, you should handwrite this, just first, last name, your address. If you have one of those pre-printed stickers that is a personal looking one, not a branded real estate one, you can use that too if you want to save your wrist a little bit, but handwritten is definitely preferred. In detail number 3, always use a real physical stamp. Don't use metered mail. We always need to make sure we are using a forever stamp or a permanent stamp if you're in Canada. You never want to use the metered mail that businesses use when they send out tons of cards at once. And that's the one that has the little like red or black printed ink in the top right-hand corner. That sort of red stamp in that corner is the ultimate signal that this is marketing, this is business mail. We want to use the real physical stamp that your grandma would use when she sends you a birthday card. When you put a real stamp on the envelope, it tells them that someone actually took the time to buy the stamps and actually physically place it on the card. It's a small detail, but it's just that extra personal touch that solidifies everything else that we've been doing. An expert tip, make sure whatever postage you are using actually covers the weight of the card that you're sending. And I actually have a secret bonus detail for you. The outside of the envelope is fair game. I've saved this one for last because most people have no idea that you can do this. You can write and draw on the outside of the envelope. USPS has no rules against it. As long as you have the address and a stamp, the rest of the envelope is fair game. And it doesn't even have to be anything clever. It can just be a little happy face in the corner. It could be a snowflake in December. It could be a heart next to their name. Just anything that looks like someone added a little extra touch to it after they sealed it and before they dropped it in the mailbox. It takes 3 seconds, and it's one of those kind of details that makes someone hold it up and show it to anyone next to them and say, look what someone put on the outside of this card. And in that moment, you just built a recall event before they even opened the card. So file this bonus detail away because most people never do it. And that is exactly why you should. So now we've got your envelope dialed in so you can start getting 99% open rates. Their name is handwritten on the front. Your return address is your name, nothing branded. We've got a nice stamp in the corner that was placed there just by you. And maybe there's even a little doodle on it. And everything about it reads, this is from a person who cares about me. Your clients, they receive it, they don't toss it. They have curiosity. They want to open it and they're thinking, what is this? Who is this from? They open it and now for the first time, your beautiful card, the message you wrote, everything we've done has a chance to work. And while the envelope didn't actually generate the referral, without it, nothing else gets to. So now that your campaign's 100% ready to run, the next thing is, how do we actually know that it's working? Not hoping that it's working or just feeling like it is. We want to actually measure it so you can see the compounding growth over time. That's exactly what I'm going to go over in the next video, and it's a lot simpler than what you think. But when done correctly, it is the most rewarding and motivating part. So I will see you there.